Hey everyone, you ever get the feeling that marketing is just, well, a bunch of boring charts and theories? Today, we're going to throw that idea right out the window. We are going to pull back the curtain on the secret life of products, and trust me, it's way more interesting than any textbook. Let's jump in.
Seriously, think about it. 1 minute, every kid has one, they're on every desk, and then the next, they're just gathering dust in a drawer somewhere. That huge boom, and then the sudden bust, that's not random. Nope. It's actually part of a super predictable story, a pattern that we can map out and understand. And that right there is the big idea for this first part. We need to stop thinking about products as just things on a shelf. Instead, I want you to imagine that every single product has its own biography, its own life story, from the day it's born to the day it retires. And this is it. This curve you're looking at, this is the biography of almost every product ever made. It's called the product life cycle, or PLC for short. It tells a powerful story, doesn't it? A quiet beginning, then this meteoric rise, a long, stable peak, and then that slow fade. Every product you can think of, from your first iPhone to your favorite snack, follows this exact same path. So let's break this story down into 4 main chapters. First, you've got the birth, which we call the introduction. Then come the wild teenage years, that explosive growth phase. After that, things kind of settle down into adulthood or maturity. And finally, every product hits retirement, which we call the decline stage. Okay, Chapter 1, the birth. In the introduction stage, pretty much nobody knows your product even exists. So your entire job as a marketer is just to create awareness, to let people know you're here. Remember when 5G home broadband first came out? The ads weren't about which brand was best. They were just trying to explain what on earth 5G was and why you might even want it. That's a textbook introduction strategy. And then, the teenage years. This is the growth stage, and it's exciting. Sales just take off. Now people get the basic idea, but guess what? Competitors are jumping in left and right. So your job shifts. It's not about informing anymore, it's about persuading. You have to convince everyone that your brand is the one to choose. Electric vehicles are the perfect example of this right now. Every car company is screaming about why their EV has the best range or the coolest tech.
So after all that explosive growth, things start to settle down into adulthood, or maturity. Sales growth slows to a crawl, and the market is absolutely packed. The goal now? Just remind people you still exist and defend your spot on the shelf. I mean, just walk down the breakfast cereal aisle. It's a war zone. You see all these companies launching new Honey Nut Chocolate Marshmallow Crunch versions, right? They're not trying to grow the market. They're just fighting to keep you buying their box instead of the one right next to it.
And finally, retirement. In the decline stage, sales start to fall off a cliff. Maybe a new technology came along, maybe people's tastes just changed. And here, companies face a really tough choice. Do you try to reinvent the product for a new generation, or do you just let it go? DVD players. Need I say more? As soon as streaming became a thing, the DVD player entered a terminal decline.
You know what's really cool? You can see this whole cycle play out over and over for the same basic human need, like listening to music. Vinyl was king, then it nearly died out, until, plot twist, it made this huge retro comeback. Then you had cassettes, CDs, digital downloads. They all rode that same wave up and then down, each one replaced by the next big thing. And right now, streaming is the undisputed champion, probably somewhere in that late growth, early maturity phase.
Okay, so we get how one product lives its life, but what if you're a massive company like a P&G or a Unilever, and you have hundreds of products? You're not just managing one life story, you're basically managing an entire complicated family, and they're all at different stages of life. How in the world do you decide who gets your time and your money? Well, there's a tool for that.
And this is it. It's called the Boston Consulting Group Matrix, or just the BCG Matrix. Now, I know what you're thinking. It looks a little corporate and stuffy, but trust me, it's a brilliantly simple way to see your entire product family on one page. All it does is ask 2 simple questions for each product. 1, is the market it's in growing fast? And 2, are you the leader in that market?
So in the top quadrant, we have the stars. These are your champions. They're in a booming market and you already have the biggest share. Think of them as the star athletes on your team. They bring in a ton of growth and glory, but man, they are expensive. They need constant investment in marketing and R&D just to stay on top. They're the future of your company.
Then you've got the cash cows. And honestly, these are the best. They are the leaders in a mature, slow-growing market. The beautiful thing is they don't need a lot of investment, but they generate tons and tons of steady, reliable cash.
They're like the dependable golden retriever of your business. Think of a product like a Kit Kat bar or Dove soap. Their profits basically pay for everyone else in the family.
Now over here we have the question marks, and these are tricky. They are in a high growth market, which is really exciting, but you have a low market share. They have a ton of potential, but they need a huge amount of cash just to have a chance at becoming a star. So you have to make a really tough call. Do you go all in and bet big, or is it time to cut your losses?
And finally, we have the dogs. Low growth market, low market share. Let's be honest, these products aren't really going anywhere, and they might even be losing you money. Now, unless they serve some other secret strategic purpose, the tough but usually smart decision is to divest. It's time to find them a new home, which is a nice way of saying discontinue them. All right, your turn. Let's make this real. Just hit pause for a second and think about where you work, or maybe a company you really admire. Can you name one of their cash cows? You know, that super reliable, steady product that's been around forever? And what about a question mark, that new risky venture they're pouring a ton of money into? It's a great exercise to really understand how this works. Okay, so we now know where our product is in its life story, and we know what its role is in the family. The next big job is to give it a personality, something real that people can actually connect with. And that, my friends, is all about branding. You see, a brand's personality is so much more than just a cool logo. It's the name, of course, the visuals, but it's also how it speaks to you. That's its voice. It's what the brand actually stands for. Those are its values. And when all of that works together perfectly, it builds this incredible thing called brand equity. Just think of it like a giant bank account of trust and loyalty that a brand holds with its customers. If you want a masterclass in brand voice, look no further than Innocent Drinks. I mean, this quote just says it all. It's so simple, so friendly, a little bit quirky. It doesn't sound at all like a massive multinational corporation, even though that's exactly what they are. That unique voice is the core of their personality, and it creates such a powerful bond with people.
And companies use this personality as a core part of their strategy. Just think about that classic battle in the supermarket. On one side, you've got the big manufacturer brand, like Kellogg's Corn Flakes. They use their long history and huge ad budgets to build loyalty and make you feel good about paying a higher price. And right next to it is the store's own label brand, like Tesco Corn Flakes, which competes by saying, hey, we're pretty much the same thing, but cheaper. Two totally different strategies, both built around brand.
Whew! We have covered a lot of ground, from product life stories to entire product families to brand personalities. So let's wrap all this up by turning these big ideas into a practical toolkit that you as a marketing apprentice can start using like tomorrow.
So let's put it all together. The product lifecycle? That's your timing guide. It tells you exactly when you should be informing, persuading, or reminding your customers. The BCG matrix? That's your investment advisor. It helps you justify where to put your time and your marketing budget. And a strong brand? That's your insurance policy. It builds the kind of loyalty that protects you for the long haul. And remember, these are not just theories for an exam. They are real-world tools for making smarter decisions every single day.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. The next time you look at your company's list of products, don't just see a boring spreadsheet. See it for what it is, a living, breathing ecosystem, and your job as a marketer is to figure out your role. Are you a gardener, carefully nurturing new ideas and pruning away what's no longer growing? Are you a zookeeper, managing this diverse family of stars, cash cows, and question marks? Or are you a storyteller, giving each and every one a unique voice that connects with the world? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me.